So if you're shopping for a TV right now, there is a real chance you are about to waste a ton of money or end up with a screen that looks like it was just built by committee. The logos you trust, half of them don't mean what they used to. The tech terms are mostly marketing jargon. So I'd actually get a TV that you are going to love and not just one the salesperson just points at because they're getting a commission for. Stick around, we're about to break down the best TV brands, the hidden winners, and also the companies that probably should have retired with Blockbuster. So Samsung's still like the big name on campus. Their QLED lineup delivers like class-leading brightness and color, and they finally like embraced OLED in a huge way with the S95D and S95F bringing like perfect blacks to the sort of poppy signature style. Whether you're setting up like the ultimate sports cave or trying to watch like a dark thriller without squinting, Samsung has you covered. Also, their new anti-glare tech is actually useful, and the frame, I think, still is like the go-to for anyone who wants a TV that kind of doubles as wall art. They're also really quietly building one of the strongest built-in gaming platforms out there. Newer Samsung TVs come preloaded with services like Xbox Game Pass, NVIDIA GeForce Now, letting you stream like AAA games straight to your TV, no console or gaming PC needed. And it's not just a gimmick either, it's surprisingly solid. I think a really nice bonus for casual or hardcore gamers. And while the competition is still fighting over OLED and mini LED today, Samsung's hedging their bet on future technology with micro LED. They're using modular ultra premium panels that could one day redefine what a TV looks like. It is far from mainstream, but when it is, Samsung's already waiting at the finish line. Tizen, their OS, is due for a huge refresh, but when it comes to hardware innovation, Samsung is not sitting still. Do you think OLED is still the future or another new technology like FOLED? Let me know what side you're on. But when it comes to OLED, LG is the undisputed king. Their G5 and C5 series make movies, shows, and games look like jaw-droppingly good with perfect blacks, insane contrast, and really like buttery motion. And if you are serious about gaming, the 144 Hz refresh rate and HDMI 2.1 across the board make LG OLEDs really easy to stick with. WebOS is slick enough, simple and still smarter than most other platforms out there. If you want like one TV that does everything well, even like late night horror binges to like afternoon Mario Kart tournaments, LG is really tough to beat. So after 10 years out of the US market, Panasonic came back like a director's cut Blu-ray nobody knew they needed, and they're actually really good. Their current Z95A OLED offers absolutely insane accuracy, really fantastic HDR performance, and a cinematic look that's hard to beat if you're serious about seeing movies the way the directors intended. And Panasonic's focus has been all about premium. So we're talking like filmmaker grade quality, and it shows. And it looks like they're also just getting started. Their upcoming Z95B OLED is on the horizon, and they're promising even better brightness and better processing upgrades. They could probably even raise that bar higher. Now, Panasonic might not have the marketing flash on the bigger brands, but if you are chasing like reference quality picture, they're quietly one of the best names to know. Finding one though, still feels like, at least for me, hunting for like a rare sneaker drop. But if you can track one down, it's absolutely worth it. So this is different location, different clothes. I got a little dressed up. So I want to tell you about this video sponsor, Revolut. It is a financial app with over 50 million users worldwide. So here's the deal. Revolut's all about giving you sort of the freedom to manage your money the way you want to. It helps you manage, spend, and sort of save money. And where it really shines, kind of giving you the convenient tools to do that, even when you're traveling, because if we're being honest, sort of old school banks make dealing with money across borders a pain. And Revolut makes it easy to spend at home and abroad. You actually get a prepaid debit card that you can use pretty much right away. You could swap between currencies right in the app. It helps you avoid those really expensive exchange rate fees. And on top of that, you can send or receive money internationally in 25 plus currencies at really little to no fees. Plus, Revolut offers no-fee in-network ATM withdrawals at a ton of places around the world, which is helpful for getting local cash without getting hit. And if you've done it, you know, huge ATM fees. Revolut also puts you in the driver's seat when it comes to sort of control and security. You can handle everything right from your phone. You can track your spending, freeze and unfreeze your cards, and if needed, you get access to 24/7 customer support. Revolut does have different plans. They got standard, premium, and metal. Each one's got its own perks. The higher plan includes some pretty cool extras, especially for travel, like emergency medical travel insurance and airport lounge access. Even get subscriptions to things like NordVPN and ClassPass. On top of managing your money, you can also use Revolut for investing. You can choose from over 4,000 ETFs and stocks to invest in, and also they have a robo-advisor for automated portfolio management. So broadly, just remember, obviously, investing comes with risks, and past performance does not guarantee any future results. If you're a new user, you got the opportunity to get $20 as a sign-up bonus. So you can use the promotional link down below. So Sony's here for people who obsess over picture quality. Their OLED and mini LED TVs give you stunning color accuracy, really silky motion, and the kind of processing that makes sort of even old movies look better than you remember. And also, because it's Sony, you get seamless PlayStation 5 support, Google TV built in. Sony does stay pricey, but worth it if you want top shelf everything, and also do very little configuration outside of the box. That said, the old sort of Sony tax stigma is, I think, starting to fade. In the last few years, Sony has made really clear moves to offer more approachable options without sort of sacrificing the brand's reputation for premium performance. Their new Bravia 8 OLED and Bravia 9 mini LED TVs are perfect examples. So both are treated as true flagship products in their own right, depending on what kind of panel you prefer. Sony does not favor OLED or mini LED, and they're pushing both hard at the top end of their lineup. They've also been smart about sort of recycling slightly older high-end tech into newer, more affordable models. And also because Sony's image processing has typically been way ahead of the curve. Even last year's tech from Sony can easily match or beat what competitors are putting out right now. So if you've always kind of admired Sony but thought it was out of reach, 2025 might finally be the year it makes sense to bring one home. And Sony fans, do you think they finally shed the Sony tax reputation, or are you still holding out? So TCL has leveled up so fast, it is hard to believe. I think what started out as sort of a budget-focused underdog has turned into one of the most serious competitors in the TV space. Their high-end mini LED models, like their QD mini LED QM8, now give the kind of brightness, color, and gaming features that like rival and sometimes beat what premium brands offer for way less money. Whether you're watching action movies, live sports, or just whatever, binging YouTube in 4K HDR, TCL delivers really big performance, usually without the big price. What's even more impressive is how fast TCL has been able to scale up quality across their entire lineup. From sort of entry-level flagship, they're sort of offering polished designs, really strong Google TV software, and specs that a few years ago, I think would have been unthinkable at these prices. And TCL is not just like the good for the price option anymore. They're just good, period. So Sharp was once like the absolute king of giant screens, and then they got lost in the shuffle, and they've been quietly building momentum with mini LED tech, especially overseas. It's not like a full comeback yet, but if they bring their best models back to the US, I think Sharp could actually be a real player again. So for now, think of them like your favorite, 90s band on a comeback tour. If they nail a set list, it could be epic. So Hisense is a brand you recommend when someone says, I want a killer TV, but I don't want to have to like sell my car to afford it. Their U.A. series continues to really impress. And they are giving you top tier mini LED brightness, Dolby Vision, surprisingly strong gaming performance, and also rock solid color accuracy that blows everything else away at that price. Hisense is the reason you can walk into the store with under $1,000 and walk out feeling like you scored a really high-end TV deal. Now that said, there is a pretty big delta between their entry-level models and their premium models, and this is kind of in contradiction to TCL, where you can basically close your eyes and point at a box and still land something that's good. Picking the right Hisense does require a bit more care, but the right Hisense set, like the U8, can be absolutely incredible, but you will want to do a little more research to make sure you're picking one of their standout models. Okay. Skyworth is probably the brand that nobody has heard about. Their OLED and mini LED sets look great. They come with Google TV and often cost a few hundred less than the big dogs. And if you're looking for a large screen at an affordable price, Skyworth is a really great option, especially if you're okay with processors being a little bit slower compared to the competition. And for most people, I think that's a really easy trade-off to live with. But if you want solid build quality, polished software, and don't mind answering like the what brand is that every time someone sees your TV, I think Skyworth is actually a real big sleeper pick. All right, so Sansui is back doing what they do best: simple, affordable TVs that don't overpromise and underdeliver. The new 4K models with Roku and Android TV built in make streaming absolutely painless. Also, Dolby Vision support on some sets is a legit bonus. These are perfect sets for spare bedrooms, rentals, or anyone who just wants a TV that works right out of the box without a 12-step setup guide. So Vizio was once like the smart shopper's hack. They gave you solid TVs for a bargain price, but stagnating software, rough competition from TCL and Hisense, and now a Walmart buyout have really dulled the Vizio shine. You can still find good deals, especially during sales. They are not the disruptor they used to be. They're sort of more good enough than great. Toshiba, JVC, RCA, Sanyo, Hitachi, once like titans of tech, these brands used to define home entertainment. Toshiba made some of the earliest flat panels people dreamed about owning. JVC was famous for inventing the VHS player. RCA practically invented broadcasting, and Sanyo was the solid, affordable pick for middle America. Hitachi made some of the best early plasma screens, but today, most of these names have been sold off, licensed out, and just slapped onto budget set built by manufacturers you've never heard of. Buying a Toshiba TV today is like buying a cake that's like mostly frosting. I couldn't think of a better analogy. Looks great in pictures, less impressive when you take a bite. These TVs can still get the job done if you need an extra set. If you're expecting like cutting edge picture quality, fast gaming features, or great HDR, you are going to be disappointed. Buying a TV is less about who's on the box and sort of more about who's actually building what's behind the glass. So here's your cheat sheet. So best premium TVs: Samsung, LG, Sony, and now TCL. Best value picks: Hisense, Skyworth, Sansui. Comeback brands to watch: Panasonic and Sharp. Tread carefully with Vizio, Toshiba, JVC, RCA, Sanyo, and Hitachi. And again, TCL is no longer a budget pick. They are an icon now. Hisense and Skyworth are kind of rewriting what mid-range can be, and Panasonic might be like the boutique option for cinephiles. Meanwhile, some familiar names are just that, names. The real competition has moved on. So choose wisely, because the right TV isn't just a screen, it's movie nights, it's game days, it's lazy Sundays for football, and mostly background noise in between your everyday moments in life. At the end of the day, at least for me, you're not just buying a TV. You're buying every moment that you're gonna watch it on. So, having said all that, I'm curious, if you had to pick right now, which TV brand would you pick for the next 5 years? Drop your pick below. Let's see what brands have the most loyal fans.